Hi guys, welcome to Nine's Corner. I have so been thinking about you with everything everything that's going on in the world. It's like I'm constantly thinking, I wish I could be on with them. I wish I had the nerve just to go live and just go, guys, can you believe what's going on? Let's talk, let's chat, because I just need to talk to you and just say, holy moly, guys, like let's pull some cards, let's look at some things. But before I do that, two things. One, thank you to Psychic Violetta. She invited me to come and do a collaboration with her, and we did one on Sunday. So if you haven't seen it, please pop over to her channel and have a gander. It went really well. It was an important one, and I felt so connected to her. It was almost like having my mother-in-law there because she has the Polish accent and stuff, and she's just a sweetheart. So please feel free to go check that out. And number two was that I tried to go live for just a minute just to say, hey guys, I'm going to be doing a collaboration with Psychic Violetta. Go check it out. And I couldn't get the camera to work. So I'm telling you, it is on my bucket list. It's like I want to at least be able to say once that I went live, that I did it, that I did it on my own. I've done it with other people, yes, in collaborations, but I've never been able to do it on my own, just by myself. Because I'd love just to go on and people say, am I going to get a job? And I'd be like, that kind of thing. So anyway, maybe one day I'll get the nerve up and we'll do a live sometime. We'll see. I've said that before, but there it is, my darlings. So I hope you, my darlings, are coming to me healthy and good health, be it body, mind, or spirit, and do what you need to do to take care of you during these trying times. I'm with you. I'm lighting a candle for you. I'm praying for you. So first off, I thought we would talk about President Zelensky, who said, I don't need a ride, I need more ammunition. And it is so inspiring to see this man on the ground with his fellow people and fighting. He knows he is their number one target, and yet he's on the ground with his countrymen. That's how important it is to him. So I have to say that was just beyond inspiring to see him. So I thought, let's just do a quick reading and just see how things are going for him right now, how things look like they're going for him.
He's a hero to his people and the world. President Zelensky's defiant rejection of the American offer to fly him out of Ukraine is sure to go down in history. I need ammunition, not a ride, he's quoted as telling the Biden administration.
Zelensky and his family, knowing that they might get killed, are staying there and showing leadership.
No one could have predicted Zelensky's rise to universal fame and praise. After all, he's a former TV comedian who played the president on TV.
Let's see how things look. What direction? Oh my. What direction are we going? So first out of the gate, we have the High Priestess. Something unknown. He's fighting the fight of his life. He's fighting, between good and evil. He is truly standing up. He is doing the most that he could possibly do to represent Ukraine and to be there to save democracy, to save the soul. Going across it is the Page of Swords, the fighting, the trying for misinformation going out by the media, especially Russia, trying to get people to believe in Ukraine that, they're putting down their guns, they're starting to leave. Like there's a constant, but at least Elon Musk, he went and turned off Facebook and different ones, so because we satellite, so that they couldn't get the information. So, and he is getting information. Russia's not able to get information, satellite information, but Ukraine is. But going against him is the Page of Swords. So when he said he is the number one target, he truly is the number one target. But I mean, come on now. Sugar. Underneath it all is the Two of Cups. Underneath it all is a true hope that he can come to some. He doesn't want for any of these people to be hurt. So he is willing to come to the table, but he needs them to come to the table equally as partners, getting their fair share. Behind it is the power of the people, the power of, the doing. This is saying, listen, no matter what we got to do, even if it's, arming our people, we're going to defend. On top of it all, the defending, the worry, the stress, the defending. This is what he and his people, just as much as the people are defending, he is defending. He is showing, he is being an example of what a leader looks like doing his job. Okay, so there we have the Chariot. Which direction are we going to be going? This is the possible future. And here it is, almost like a question mark, saying which direction are they going to go? Is there going to be some kind of decision? But this shows that he is the one who is in charge. He is the one who is at the head of the chariot and pushing the Sphinx to go in the direction that he wants them to go. So he's in charge. His near future is him being in charge. That's a good thing. We're seeing good cards so far. Sorry. Let me just move this over. Direction. No. So, of course, there is loss. There is pain. There is heartache. I know you can't be human and not think to yourself, my God, these people last week were just cooking their suppers, watching TV, just like you and I are right now. And then all of a sudden they're trying to get out. They're at train stations where guns are being, shot off to make people calm down because there's so many people trying to get on the train. There's heartache. There's heartbreak. I mean, goodness. People are, So the Ten of Cups, the people who are surrounding Ukraine, that are surrounding him, are trying to support him. They are supporting the Ukrainian people. They are supporting Ukraine's independence and their democracy. So the support around the world, because even the ones that aren't supporting aren't really trying to do harm at this point. So this is really positive. In his hopes and fears, we've got the Six of Pentacles. So I think there's this has a multi-layer. One being his hopes and fears, that his hope is that the Western world, that the countries outside of his own will be there to support him, to give him aid, because the damage is done and there's going to be a need for rebuilding and all that kind of stuff. So he's hoping that people will help him. On the other side, he's looking at it going, I don't want the past to repeat. I don't want history to repeat itself. So he's worried, and his hopes and in his fears, his hope is that people will help him, and he's fear that it's going to be a repeat of history, and that no matter what he does, it won't change. Because he doesn't just want for Ukraine to win this fight. He wants for Ukraine to push back so that Russia stops bugging them, stops pushing on them. Like he wants, for Ukraine to get in with NATO. He wants them to be supported and give support. The Page of Wands. So he's on the floor, he's on the ground, he's going to be giving out information. He's going to stay the leader on the ground. You know, so far, so good. I mean, he's a marked man. We know this. But it looks like in the short term, he's there. He's there to negotiate. He's there to see his countrymen through. He is going to fight and defend. And is he going to get beaten up over this? You betcha. Is he going to get hurt over this? You betcha. But he is going to persevere. He is going to continue and fight for his countrymen no matter what it takes. Well then. What do you guys think? Are you surprised by his actions? Because let's face it, he was a comedian, an actor on television. And if you remember the orange blob that happened in the United States, that did not work out for the States to have somebody who was on television. And here we are looking at a man who was a comedian, had a career, and he is acting and doing like a real warrior would do. They would be on the ground. Like, that's so impressive. Oh, excuse me for 1 second, guys. Let's have a look now into the sanctions against Russia, because now with everybody putting the pressure on him with the SWIFT bank, which means that the oligarchs who takes care of his money are not able to take out their money, deal with their money, what have you. And that's where they're saying he's going to be hurt. They've already got oligarchs who are already starting to turn on him. So now, I do have a question. Actually, you know what? We're going to ask the tarot cards as we ask the question, okay? I would like to know, when it comes to the banking, why did they only cut off 70% of it and they left 30% of the banking open? Now, I realize that there's probably, you know, entities that need there to be some way to deal with them, because obviously they have relationships with people who even, you know, don't have to agree with what they're doing, but their economy or their heat or their oil or what have you. That's why I'm so impressed with Germany that, you know, they are really dependent on Russia for their natural gas and oil, and for them to be so strong in their response is really impressive, I have to say. So let's have a look. I mean, obviously, yeah. Let's ask the tarot cards. Why is it only 30% and not, or why is it 70% and not the full 100? Why is it? The King of Swords. You know, there's a reason why Putin has power. There's a reason why people like Putin and them in this world exist, because they do have the ability to cut off, to harm people. So, you know, you have to play a game. You have to play with them, even though they're not a good player. Like, you have to deal with them because they're here. You can't pretend that they don't exist. They're here. The planning. The planning. Ooh. That's the Three of Pentacles, which is my card for dark money. And interestingly, 30% of the banks were left open. So 30% to put their dark money through. So duh. It's not like we didn't need the tarot cards to say, hey, you know, they needed somewhere to put their money through. But you know what? Ace of Swords. And this significantly goes through the crown. So these sanctions are going to hurt Putin. These sanctions, this cutting off the money from the from him and the oligarchs is going to be the thing that's going to really hurt him, interestingly enough. Let's have a look and see, how are the oligarchs, sorry if I'm not pronouncing it perfectly, how do the people that are the rich. And I mean, it's so weird because I'm watching the news and they're saying, well, there's 10 rich oligarchs that live in the USA, and there's 10 or 7 or 8 that live here. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't see Canada on that list at all. But anyway, it's interesting that all these rich people don't live in Russia. They live elsewhere. And I know it's because of the laws and everything, but if you're your own country, can't you make up your own laws for your finances rather than having to be dependent on other countries? Like, it just, I don't know. Anyhow, let's have a look and see. I shouldn't have went off on that tangent because now I forget the question. Oh, right, the oligarchs. Am I going to leave that in and look dumb or... Okay, the oligarchs. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? They got the moon. They're not happy about to be outed. They like to do things in the dark of night. They're feeling a bit, some of them are feeling stress. And they're just like, you know what, this is a step too far even for you, Putin. Oh my God, 100% they're feeling the stress, the worry. They feel like they're at the brink at this time. They're not supporting Putin. They don't want to support Putin. They're not feeling this at all. Underneath it all, they feel tied up, like they have no other choice. They can't move. So they're definitely going to be feeling the weight of everything that's happening with the sanctions and stuff. In the past, it was just, the good times with Russia, making their money, being given their money, holding on to Putin's money, the Six of Cups. Interesting. On top of it is the Chariot. And if we looked at our previous reading, it was saying that Zelensky was the one that was in the driver's seat at this point in time. And here, this is what's on top of their head, that they don't think that Putin's in control. They don't think that Putin's in control. They're really questioning Putin. Wow. Okay. Come on now. This is telling us they're really questioning him. Are they questioning his mentality, his mental ability? Wow. Page of Pentacles, the Emperor. Ooh, somebody of importance and the oligarchs are going to be going to Putin and saying, no, this isn't working. We're going to have to look after this to see, is Putin going to walk away with egg on his face? Because in the hopes and fears is justice. So the oligarchs are worried that, one, they can't afford to not have access to their money and they're losing billions. But it's like they don't want any kind of spotlight because they're worried about information coming out that could hurt them. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want to have to deal with any kind of justice. They are not on Putin's side. Okay, the Fool. They are so caught up in their power and money that, that for now they're going to question Putin for sure. They're concerned. They're questioning Putin. But with the Fool there, it's almost as though they're going to say, you know what, begin again. Justice. Just hold on. What does the Fool mean? Does the Fool mean they're going to support Putin regardless of how bad it is for them? Are they willing to, you know, and then you got the Sun behind them. Is there anybody who's supporting them? Because China did say that if Russia wanted to, they could use the Chinese currency for some, I guess, interesting. With the Two of Wands, are the oligarchs realizing the transition of power, and therefore they're looking beyond just what's happening with Russia? They're looking beyond the lack of money. The only card that's come upside down is the money card, losing money, a lot of money. Page of Wands, they're going to do something. They're going to talk to Putin. You know what? They are another group that may not be like, oh, we don't support Putin in public, but behind the scenes, they're telling Putin, this is not okay. They're not happy with the money. They're losing a lot of money. Let's just have a look at Putin. Because from all the reports, it looks like he's losing on a lot of fronts. Now, that doesn't mean he can't come out and all of a sudden do a little surprise on us or what have you. I mean, the man has the ability to do anything he wants at this point. But if he wants to find peace, which I know may not sound like, it might not sound like I should put Putin and peace in the same sentence, but he is a mere mortal. If we really think about it, if we put it down, he is blood and bone, just like the rest of us. He is a mere mortal. So what is that mere mortal going to do? Putin, please use the sense that God gave you and find a way to come to some kind of peace talks or something. Okay, let's have a look at Putin. Sorry, I know everybody's thinking and wondering about nuclear war, and I certainly don't. We don't want that. We do not want that. You know what? Seeing that he's chaos, I want to pick these cards in a chaotic way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm feeling something. I don't know what the feeling is, so. Okay, we have Putin in the center. He is nostalgic. He is wanting back in the USSR. He is a man who knows that he knows that he's not being supported, but that's what he wishes was happening. He is stuck in the past. He's not moving on the future. Going against the Fool. And we just did a reading about the Oligarchs, so I'm going to think that this is the Oligarchs kind of saying, you know what, things aren't the way they used to be. They're seeing him in a very kind of like, man, you know, you're not in with the times. And I think there's a part of them that are looking at Putin thinking, buddy, you don't have the strength and wherewithal that you've had. So maybe they're looking at possibly trying to take him down financially, as well as fill in the blank. Underneath it all, holy moly, we have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords going through the crown. That's what's underneath it. Is this the secret plan, the oligarchs? Is there something happening there? In the past, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, money, stability, the giving of money and everything. What's on top of it? Money, money, money. Must be funny. They're looking for money. That's what they want. They don't, it's like everything else they don't care about. All they're concerned about is their money, their power, their ability. Putin is like I said in a reading with Violetta, Putin, you need to watch your back. You need to watch your back. In the near future, he is going to, he's looking towards the future. I believe, because we've got the Knight of Cups here, this is Putin almost, not putting out an olive branch, but having future talks, trying to figure out a way to save face. So I definitely feel like there's some future talks here. This is not, so far, it is not a doomsday type of reading. At the look, the Three of Cups, Putin went into this thinking, I'm going to get this done quick. I'm going to be supported quick, and I'm going to, you know, shore up my support from my people. I'm going to look like a winner. That's what he thought was going to happen. We've got the Queen of Wands, a lot of support and action going against him. People start doing stuff, more stuff than he thought. I think he was, like we said, stuck in the past and thought that the way that he did things in the past, they would just repeat, but that's not how it happened. In his hopes and fears, he's looking at all the money that he has brought up for himself, all the money that he has with the oligarchs, and he's worried about what's going to happen with it. And see, if I was looking at somebody and saying, you know, dealing with your finances or something like that, and I got this card, I would say, you know, you're going to take a minute, take a breath to kind of just look at things, see what have you done up to this point. So I'm thinking between the Knight of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles that we're going to see Putin, not right now, in the future, give a little conversation. He's going to have to look at what's happening and the support. The end card being the Three of Pentacles. So teamwork, planning to work together. You know, guys, I'm not seeing, you know, I can't help it. I mean, I can only go with what the cards are telling me. I think Putin needs to worry. But it just feels like, yeah, it's scary. Yeah, there's some posturing. Yes, there's going to be some incidents and accidents and all that kind of stuff. But it just feels from the cards, like as it is right now, that there's going to be some kind of things don't look awful. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like it feels like Putin will come to the understanding of where he is, what he's going to take a second and go, hold on now, how did I get here? Why did I get here? I almost feel as though there is, even though talks did get cut off and there's a lot of posturing, and literally, you know, Putin can go one way or the other. He can go insane and just, you know, press the button, or he can try to save face and step away in some fashion. And I can't help but feel like there's, even if talks haven't gone well or the talks have stopped, I still feel like there's room for talks. I think that I think there's room for talk. I think there's a lot of pressure on Putin, even pressure that we don't even see, that's on him to get out of this. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I see peace. I'm just saying I see a possibility of some coming together, if you know, some, because it's like they'll walk away being in the same boat, neither one getting the upper hand. Well, I mean, the fact that Ukraine would be out of war would be getting the upper hand, but that they'll end up pretty much in the same boat somehow. Let's have a look. Top row will be Russia, bottom row will be Ukraine. Past, present, and future, what's going to happen? Because yes, we're going through war, and yes, there's cards that show upset, cards that show heartbreak. I mean, you're not seeing horrific cards of war around. I'm not. I don't know what other people are seeing, but I'm just saying I can only speak for myself and for my cards. I just feel like there's still, as we speak, there's still a possibility of this changing somehow. So Russia, past, Putin was blinded thinking that he could make a decision, and once he made the decision and went forward with it, it would work out to his favor. He wasn't expecting the pushback that he got. So now he feels like he's between a rock and a hard place. Ukraine, they're concerned about their people. They're concerned about, they want to support their country. They want Ukraine to fight against and maintain. That's what they want. In the past, present. This is Russia's present, temperance. Okay, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to tell you what I think. Russia is the boogeyman. Russia is terrible. Not Russia. No, sorry. Putin is the boogeyman. Putin is a bad man and capable of anything, and he can change on a dime. I'm reading the energy as they are right now. In the present, I truly believe there's still, even if the conversations have stopped, there's still a possibility for there to be temperance, for there to be, listen, you do this, let me save face, I'll do that so we can calm the waters. That's not forever, it's for the right now. I do think that there's a possibility of it. For Ukraine, look at that. Guys, I hope my cards are right. I hope we're right. I really feel like even though things don't look great, even though there's so much posturing, there's so much negative stuff out there, I still think even if Russia's looking at it because they know they're not winning, they're still looking at how do I get out of this, and look at Ukraine right there willing to do it. Okay, so let's look at the future. The future of Russia. Four of Pentacles, but did you see it was reversed? They're not going to be hold on. As much as Putin wants to hold on to his dream of the USSR, his dream of this superpower, the future is not bright. They're going to lose money. The Russian people are going to, revolt. You are going to see an uprising in Russia. Ukraine. Okay, this makes sense because Ukraine is going to have to take a really deep breath, take a moment of respite to look at, okay, where have we gotten up to this point? What's happening? I really do think that there is, at this point, a strong possibility of peace. I think that it is going to be Russia that's imploding on itself, meaning that the Russian people will be saying, you know what? We don't want to have this dictatorship. We want to be part of the world. It's a world, they want to be able to have media without any stopping it. They want to be able to travel outside of Russia. They want to join the universe, to join the world and be part of it. So Russia is going to implode. Russia is the one that's going to be going through the changes, no matter what happens. But I really feel no matter if talks have stopped, no matter all the fear-mongering, there is a possibility of peace talks, some kind of doing something. But Ukraine is going to this is not going to be like, okay, Ukraine, you got through it. Ukraine's going to have to look at it as well. Not just Ukraine, other countries are going to, how do we become more self-reliant and not be, because there's zero reason for Germany to be as reliant as they are on Russia, or for Asia to be on, anyway. But then we also have to allow for, where their borders are. If you're sharing space with another country, you got to try to do what you can to get along with them. So, it's easy enough to say, hey, do this, that, and the other thing, but, you know what I'm saying, real time. Different when it's totally different being Canadian over here in Canada and being Poland and seeing everything that's happening there, So guys, I think that's probably the most positive reading I've gotten. I really feel like there's this real strong possibility of something really positive coming out of it. So let's leave our reading with a reading for us. What advice can tarot give to us going forward in these difficult, hard times? What advice can tarot give us? The moon. The moon. So, with the moon, it's a really emotional time. So emotions are going to be high. And, when they say misery loves company. So when there's a group that are feeling really negative, or they're feeling really angry, or whatever they're feeling during these emotional times, it's easy to join a group and then stick with it. It's easy to kind of just feel like you have the right to lash out even when you don't. This is saying hold your tongue. Don't join the crowd. Try to keep your emotions in check because you're not seeing the whole picture. Fear is being pushed on you. This is a time when your intuition can be really strong, but you can be deceived. That's why reading on Putin it's always hard because no matter what your intuition is doing, Putin can just change on a dime, you know? So you have to be careful about, you know, who you talk to, what news you watch, you know, because at this time, it's very easy to be deceived, and it's easy to be deceived by the fear, by the worry, the stress that everybody's going under. So the end advice would be to have some patience. That yes, we're being put through some really fearful, awful times, and it's you know, it's not easy to go to sleep and not feel scared. And I can't imagine, you know, I get to go to bed here in Canada. I can't imagine being close to everything that's happening in Ukraine, and so I feel like this advice from tarot cards is have patience. I believe that from our current reading, there's a strong possibility that we're going to see some pushback from war. We're going to see some more peaceful talks. So I think that we need to keep our emotions, our fear in check, and have patience that this will come to pass. And God willing, it'll come with the least amount of harm that's possible. That's all we can pray for, right? As always, my YouTube family, our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. And until the next time we chat, cheerio, take care, God bless.